Hello, I'm Shannon. I'm so glad that you're here. If you click this, it's usually because something's been tapping you on the shoulder for a while. And not because life is bad, but because if you're being honest, it's not as flexible as you'd like it to be. And most people these days are looking for two things: more time and more money. And maybe you're a busy mom like me who just wanted to contribute financially without missing out on time with her kids. Maybe you're working a 9 to 5 and thinking, okay, this is fine, but it's not freedom. And the reality is, life is more expensive than it used to be, and one income just doesn't stretch like it used to. So, if you're wanting more breathing room, more control over your time, and an income that's not tied to the hours that you're working, you're absolutely in the right place. So, there's no pressure here. It's simply just going to show you how this system works, and then you can decide if it's going to make sense for you. Today, I'm going to walk you through how this model works, how money is actually made, what your role is going to be, and also what you're not responsible for, what support exists, and what the next steps look like. This is going to just be a clear overview so you can really decide with confidence. So I'm Shannon. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I've been doing this business for about 5 years. Previously to this, I was a wedding planner, and I was tired. I was tired of working and giving up all my summers and all my weekends and planning my life like a year in advance. And we have 2 little kids at home, and they were in sports. And once they hit school age, it just wasn't working for us anymore. Honestly, when I started this to pay for my kids' sports fees, go to Costco on a weekday and maybe, help take the odd vacation or something like that. Things have dramatically changed since then. I went from looking to just make a couple thousand a month here or there to consistently earning 5 figures a month. And I'm now out earning my husband. And I know how crazy that sounds. I know that it almost seems too good to be true. But what I did is I followed the training, I scaled my business, and I did what it taught me how to do. And this isn't about being special. I am nobody special. I am a regular mom from Calgary, Alberta. And it's really just about plugging into the right structure, because trust me, I tried a lot of things before I found the system. This system is a proven blueprint, and this is not just my story. This is working for tens of thousands of people around this world. People from different countries, ages, life stages, backgrounds. There's busy moms like myself. There's people working alongside their full-time jobs. There's shift workers. There's people who are starting with zero experience, and they are not influencers. They are regular, everyday people just like me and you. And that matters because it tells you something very important. This isn't personality based. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. It isn't luck. It's a proven blueprint that you can follow. And at the end of this presentation, you're going to hear some real stories from people who are using the system and seeing massive success with it. Most people who try to make money online struggle for the same reason. They try to build everything from scratch. They don't know what to sell. They don't have a system, and they don't have proper support in place. So they post and they hope, and you buy random courses, and eventually they burn out. That was me. I was buying courses. I was trying to figure things out on my own, making, a little here and there, but nothing life-changing. And it certainly was not getting me to where I wanted to be. And honestly, I think that's why so many people fail, not because they're not capable or smart enough, but because they're trying to figure it out as they go and they don't have a clear roadmap. Or they also just don't start at all because it's way too overwhelming. There's too many options and they don't know where to start or what to believe. This is different. This is a business in a box system. The structure already exists. The systems already exist. The training and support is all there for you. The company partnerships are already in place. You're not building the plane while you're trying to fly it. And every successful online business always comes down to 3 main pillars. So those 3 main pillars are a product or a service, a proven sales system, and then getting the right people to see it. So let's dive into those 3 pillars a little bit deeper. So pillar 1, first, you need a product or service that people actually want. Most beginners, they guess what to sell, and that is very stressful. Here, we partner with established companies that already have real products that people are actively buying. There's a proven demand for the products, long-standing track records with the companies, fulfillment and customer service that's fully in place. So you're not holding inventory, you're not shipping boxes, and you're not doing customer support. That's all handled for you. So naturally, I think the next question that people have here is, okay, but how do I actually get paid? The model is called affiliate marketing. And simply put, affiliate marketing is when a company pays you a commission for helping generate a sale for them. So instead of hiring massive internal sales teams, companies partner with independent affiliates, people like you, and they pay commissions when sales happen through the system. This already exists everywhere. Amazon affiliate links, travel referral commissions, bank referral bonuses. This is the same concept. This is just being applied in a structured system. So you're not creating the products, you're not processing payments, you're not fulfilling the orders yourself, but affiliate marketing on its own isn't enough. You also need a system that's going to convert. And that is where Pillar 2 comes in. This is where most people fail online, not because they're incapable, but because they don't know the ins and outs of the sales systems. They try to figure it out on their own without proper training, or they spend thousands of dollars having somebody else build it for them. A sales funnel is simply a guided path that's going to take somebody from being curious to learning to understanding and eventually purchasing. So the funnel inside of this system actually processes $500 million of sales globally every single year. And that matters because it means that it isn't a guess. It's already built, it's tested, and it's working. And you get to plug in and utilize it. And you don't have to build it. Our tech team handles the funnels, the email campaigns, and the follow-up, the product education, the closing, all happens behind the scenes inside the system. So you're not selling. People are learning and deciding at their own pace. When a sale happens inside of your funnel, a commission is paid out to you. The third pillar is traffic, getting the right people to see the system. So the system teaches how to drive intentional traffic, meaning you learn how to use social media and the internet where people are already spending all their time to get your offer in front of the right people. So most people use their phones to consume. This teaches you how to use the internet to create income. You do not need a big following. You do not have to be an influencer, and you do not have to message your friends and family. It's a skill and it's a learnable one. There is a full training site that walks you through everything step by step in a very specific order. So you're never left guessing or figuring it out on your own. You receive coaching and mentorship from people who are already seeing success with this same system. So when questions come up, because they absolutely will, you will find support in place to keep you moving forward. This was the key for me, to have a real person to go to with my questions when I first started. So your job is to drive traffic into the sales funnel. And with over 5 billion people on social media, it is the best place to find traffic. Then the system educates, follows up, presents the offer, and closes the sale. The companies then handle the products, the payments, the fulfillment, and all of the customer support. That's it. There's no pushing products. You're not building the sales funnels. You're not writing the email campaigns, and you're not convincing anyone. You are plugging people into a proven business model. And that's why introverts can do this, busy moms like me can do this, beginners can do this, and people who aren't salesy can do this. Most people start with no tech skills, no marketing background, and no online business experience. And that's normal. That's why this training exists. That's why mentorship is here. This is guided implementation. It's not trial and error. So you're going to learn your role in detail and the skills that you need to be successful from 6- and 7-figure earners who have already figured it out. And it's very normal if you are sitting there thinking, can I actually do this? What if I'm not techie? And do I even have the time? And here's the truth. Most people who start this are beginners. I certainly was. They don't start confident. They become confident through action and support, and they make the time because they want to change. And you can work this around your schedule. All you need to do is be coachable and willing to learn the skills. A common question I get a lot is this legitimate? And yes, this is a real commission-based business model. When commissions are earned, they are paid out and they need to be reported as income. So in Canada, where I am, I get a T4A at tax time. In the US, it's called a 1099. In other countries, wherever you are, you're going to receive the same equivalent tax documentation. Transparency here really matters. Nothing can be sketchy when you are required to report your income to the government. This isn't $100,000 to start a brick and mortar franchise, or $50,000 to go back to school to get a degree, or $30,000 for a down payment to get into real estate. You're not holding inventory in your garage and you're not shipping products. This is fully online and portable. You can build it from home while traveling or alongside your current life or career. It's built around high-ticket commissions, meaning a single sale has the potential to generate some really meaningful income without needing the massive volume. It's global, long-standing, and beginner-friendly. The structure exists, the systems exist, and the training and mentorship are there for you to plug into. So you're not starting this from scratch. You're simply plugging into a model that's already been built and then learning how to use it. This is for you if you're tired of trading your time for money and still feeling like you're not truly getting ahead. You don't want to put effort into something that's only going to pay you minimally. And you have no interest in chasing or bugging your friends and your family to make an income online. You want to earn extra income, but you don't have your own product or service. And you're looking for a clear, proven path to follow that has coaching and mentorship along the way. At this point, instead of me explaining any more, I want you to hear from some real people who were exactly where you are right now. They were curious, they were unsure, maybe even a little skeptical, and they aren't paid actors or people with any sort of special advantage. They're just regular, everyday people who plugged into this system, followed the blueprint, and are now seeing the results. So have a listen.
Hi everyone, we're sisters from Edmonton, Alberta. I'm Cherie.
And I'm Ashley. And before we found this business, we both felt really lost, stuck, and passionless in our careers.
We didn't know what we wanted to be when we grew up.
Exactly. I used to play rugby for the national team. I went to the Olympics, and after I retired from rugby, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I bounced around from job to job and was just trying to find something that I was passionate about again.
Yeah, and I worked in the school system. I was a speech therapy assistant for a while, and then I transitioned into being a behavior specialist, and I loved my role. And then I had kids and my priorities shifted. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to be with my kids, but I needed a way to create an income so I could be home with them.
Yeah, and starting this business, we started 3 years ago, and we absolutely love what we do, and we've been able to create so much for ourselves. In the first year in our business, we earned anywhere from like $1,000 to $5,000 a month, and then
it just started to increase from there. So around the 1 year mark, we were earning anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000, and then 18 months into our business, we had our first 5-figure a month.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was huge, and like I never earned more than $4,000 a month prior to this business,
and I never earned more than $3,000 a month. So being able to hit $20,000 to $50,000 months.
Yeah, our biggest month was $50,000.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wild. We're regular people from Alberta, Canada, and this system has allowed us to achieve that.
Yeah, and this business has meant so much to us. Being able to leave our careers and really just do life on our own terms, not be dictated by a boss, and creating financial freedom for ourselves and financial stability.
Yeah, and for me, being able to be home without worrying about the finances, being available for my children, and creating that financial independence and stability and traveling more. So money's a tool, and we've been able to create so much because of this system.
Hi, I'm Coral, and I am from beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. You know, I've been an online business owner now for several years and have earned multiple 6 figures online. My background was in healthcare as an executive healthcare administrator. And, you know, several years ago, I was in a very serious car accident that completely changed the way that I could work. And we were getting close to retirement years. And so that was not a good thing. And I knew that I needed to find something where I could actually work from the comfort of my home when I could and how I could. And so we decided to look for something online, and what we discovered, there was just so much out there that was overpromised and underdelivered. But when we came across this online business system, we loved it. Ticked off every single box that we had. And one of the things I was a little bit skeptical of or nervous about more so was that I didn't have all the technical abilities and skills in order to be able to run an online business. But with this online business system, it had absolutely everything that I needed and a full tech team behind the scenes that helped me get my business up and running within a few weeks. So when we earned our first 5-figure month, we knew that we had found exactly what we were looking for. So now we're retired and we get to travel and do all the things that we wanted to do in those golden years that we had absolutely dreamed about. This business has been a game changer for us. And the beauty of this is that when we travel, this business comes with us. It's not like a brick and mortar where we would have to stay home or an office job. My husband's background was in architecture. And so, you know, you're confined to an office. With this, you get to take it with you, and that's the beauty of it. So we are enjoying our retirement years, and our only regret is that we actually didn't really find this sooner.
First off, I want to say you're here. It's not an accident, only divine appointment. I'm Katrina, and I'm coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm originally from Nueva Ecija, Philippines, and back in there, I used to be a life insurance advisor, a registered nurse, a TV production staff, trying everything, what would truly fit best around family and motherhood. And when we moved to Canada, almost a decade ago, we thought the grass would always be greener on the other side of the fence. Unfortunately, we were wrong. After survival jobs and 2 corporate jobs, on our 3rd year, I realized we're still running in circles. And when I went to my maternity leave, we were living off of our employment insurance and my husband a student allowance because he went back to school on student loan. There's no way a family of 5 can survive with that meager benefits. Although yes, we're very grateful we're here in Canada, but it's simply not enough, and we didn't move here just to be dependent on the government. And so I know online is the way to go, so I look for something I can do flexibly. Not really a business. I didn't have the background when it comes to business or social media marketing, but I started believing that I can do it too. Of course, I was hesitant at the beginning, but I did my due diligence and ask as much questions that I can, and let's just say the rest is history. After praying really hard about it, 19 months, I was able to quit my admin job position at an investment firm, move to this new place in downtown Toronto, also travel more with my family, send our eldest to a private school, sponsor my parents' Canadian visas, and now we also get to give more generously to our church family and teach others do exactly the same. So if you're watching this and you're wondering if there's really more to life than just clocking in, clocking out, yes, take this as your sign. And at the beginning, there's still that little part of me doubting, that asking myself if this is also something that I can do. So I went to Pinterest because I was desperately wanting to motivate myself, and I saw there, I would leave you with that quote, and it goes something like this. What if I fail? Da, da, da. But darling, what if you fly? And I was like, why not? So we will see you on the other side. God bless.
Hello from beautiful British Columbia. My name is Dan.
And I'm Michelle, and we're here in our beautiful home. We've been living here for almost 5 years now. But before that, we used to live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where we used to be employees. I was working as a retail employee for 5.5 years and also a part-time financial sales advisor.
For me, I used to work in the oil and gas industry for almost like 20 years.
Yeah, but 9 to 5 grind, nothing happening. So I kept on looking for something, and I've had enough of my job. It's just over minimum. Plus, when I reached my 5 years in the company, they awarded me with a $50 gift card. Woohoo! So since then I kept on looking, and I eventually quit because I can't take it anymore. And thankfully I found this online business, which has thankfully given us continuous blessings. And I told him about it, but he was sort of skeptical at
Maybe
that time.
maybe.
Yeah, he was still employed that time. He was earning good money. However, there's politics, right?
After 20 years, the circumstances changed and lots of layoffs. I ended up losing my job. So
one time I was in my room working on my business on my laptop. He came home early because he used to work graveyard shift. And I asked him, why is he home so early? And then he said he was...
Well, I got laid off. So at first I was a little sad, but she just actually kind of giggled and laughed a little bit at me.
Yeah, because previously when he got laid off, we were so stressed because we had just gotten our mortgage, and we were stressed of where we were going to get our bills paid, right? Was the source. But now this time, since I'm getting a payday after payday on my online business, I just laughed when he told me that he was laid off. And then eventually he joined because he saw how much we're earning. At that time, I totaled just like almost 30,000 for the month. After a few months of starting the business, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And thankfully, this home we were able to purchase, and we paid it off, right?
Yes,
just
in 1 year. 1 year.
Just a little over a year. And we also are able to buy several investment properties. And right now we're looking at the beautiful lake right here, and this is our retirement home now. So it's been amazing. We were able to help families as well, and our children are here. They also own their own businesses. So it's a lasting legacy. And we're also able to share to the needy, the food bank, where I used to be a recipient of that. Now we are the donator, right? We're able to give to the needy, and it's been amazing. So we're not looking back.
Hi everybody, my name is Vicki and I am a full-time working teacher and a boy mom of 3 in British Columbia, Canada. So our kids, they are absolutely obsessed with hockey and lots of other sports. And so that was a big motivating factor for me to try to find another income online. About a year ago, I went searching for an opportunity. I was looking for, that extra $500 to $1,000 a month just to help cover all of these sports fees. Like, they are crazy. And I also didn't want to have to choose between going on a vacation and covering my kids' sports. I want to be able to do all the things. We work really hard. I work full-time as a teacher. My husband has a great salary job as well. It does take him out of the province most weeks. So I had to find something that would be flexible and kind of fit in between all of the stuff that we had going on. And so when I came across this opportunity, I knew that it was exactly what I was looking for. And I dove in last April of 2025. I've had some really great paydays since I started, several $100s a month. And then in November, 7 months into the business, I actually earned $1,699 that month. So really incredible, really helping to cover those kids' sports fees. And then that month, we were able to use some of that money to help fund a condo at the ski hill over New Year's for our family. So being able to, do this kids' sports and the vacations and just keep growing a business that's mine, that I get to, put my heart and soul into, and really get to build a business that will grow over time. So anyways, take care.
In my entire working career, I never hit that sweet spot where I loved what I did and made what I thought I was worth, until now. Hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm originally from upstate New York, and I currently live in Southern California. I became an online business owner in 2021. I previously worked in restaurant management, accounting. I owned my own retail business, and I wrapped it up as an executive director working in ministry. Around 2018, 2019, I was introduced to the concept of sales funnels and using automation to work online, and I fell in love. There was only one problem, well, more than one. I did not have the background or desire to figure everything out on my own, and big problem, I had nothing to sell or move through a funnel to generate income. I was so frustrated. I found exactly what I wanted to do, but it was just outside my grasp. When I looked at this business in 2021, I almost couldn't believe what I was seeing, because it combined my love of the franchising model, where there's a proven method and you just have to follow it, with automation, the ability to work online from home, and what I most needed was training. I will do the work, just show me what to do. I was back in business for myself, but never by myself. The personal support and mentorship I found has been outstanding. Let's fast forward a couple years. Not that long ago, I had the pleasure of closing a 4-figure sale for a business partner who lives in Maine. Maine. I live in California. It was her first 4-figure day. It was a Friday morning. I locked it down for her before 10 a.m. my time, and the day was not over. She was so excited. That day rolled into a nice 5-figure month for me and continues to grow from there. I want to just encourage you to take the next step. Just see if this is what you've been looking for and praying to find. You are so worth it.
I just love hearing everybody's stories and how the system's been working for them and how it's changed their lives. So at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, this makes sense. I like the structure. I like that the complicated parts are handled for me. I like that I don't have to bug my friends and my family. So let's talk about what the next steps are. This webinar that you're watching right now is a high-level overview. If you want to get the full breakdown, your next step is going to be to pay the $149 US. It's a fully refundable program fee. And this exists for one reason. It's to help you make an informed decision, not an emotional one. So inside, you're going to be able to see the companies we've partnered with, the products and the services you can earn on, the compensation plans, the different ways for you to get started, the training site and how all that works, the done-for-you sales funnels, and what your role looks like in real life. Now, here's why there's a program fee. We have a lot of people every day asking for information. And if we tried to explain everything one-on-one to everybody, we would never be off of our phones. So instead, we've built a structured, organized deep dive that respects our time, respects your time, and gives you the space to actually evaluate this properly. And you get access to a real coach to help you answer your questions. It also filters out the people who are genuinely curious and not just casually scrolling. Also, and this has been proven time and time again, that when you pay for things, you pay attention. And trust me, you are going to want to pay attention to this. A few important things to note: you are going to get a full 30 days to go through everything in detail. And if you decide for any reason it's not aligned for you and you haven't had your one-on-one coaching call yet, you can just request a full refund. If you do choose to book your coaching call during that 30 days, that becomes a real coaching session, and our coaches are paid for their time. So once that call has taken place, the $149 is no longer refundable. And you can absolutely review all the information first and then decide if you want to book your coaching call. And when you decide to move forward with the business, the same $149 is going to cover your coaching call, your business setup, and getting plugged in, plus the systems, the training, and the mentorship for life. And this step, it doesn't lock you into anything. It just opens things up. So it's going to give you clarity. So whatever decision you make, you can feel good about it. And if you're the type of person that likes to make smart decisions, you're probably going to want to actually see the details before you judge it. Another thing to note is that the $149 is in US dollars because this is a global platform. So USD is the most widely recognized currency. But when you start your business, your commissions will be paid in whatever your country's currencies. Before anyone pays the $149, people usually fall into two categories. Some feel cautious. They might want to make sure this is legitimate and fully understand what they're stepping into. And others feel excited. They've just been looking for something like this and they want to see the full picture. So both are completely normal. And here's what a few of our members were thinking before they decided to move forward. So Taylor S., it resonated with her because the business model was based out of Canada. Rebecca P., the thought of going back to a 9-to-5 had completely felt overwhelming for her. Taylor J., she had no idea that something like this even existed and thought she was going to have to be nursing until she was 65. Danielle N., her husband said, well, we've spent more than that on a dinner out, so that's only over in a couple hours. Charla M. kept seeing regular moms earning for their families, and she wanted to know how. And Sean R. said, worst case scenario, he would just get a full refund. As we wrap up, let's come back to where we started, that feeling of wanting more. And not because life was bad, but because you don't want to stay in the same place forever. Maybe it's more flexibility. Maybe it's more income. Maybe it's simply just having more options. That's why this next step exists. It's not to lock you into anything, but to give you full access so that you can make a real decision. So here's what's going to happen next. You're going to pay the $149 program fee. You're going to receive an email with access to take that full deep dive. You're going to go through those pre-coaching videos you're emailed. You're going to connect with your coach, and then you're going to really explore this business opportunity. And if you love it, you move forward. If it's not aligned and you haven't had your coaching call, you're just going to request a full refund. So this step simply gives you the space to do your due diligence and just decide from a place of clarity. So if you're ready to explore, you're ready to see that full picture and make an informed decision, we will see you on the inside.